today we are going to solve physics and mathematics questions from IMAT past paper 2016. And our first question is of mathematics. It asks us to find the length of the hypotenuse of the right angle triangle, right? So a right angle triangle has an area of 18 centimeter square. They have given us an area of the right angle triangle, okay? One of the two shorter sides is twice the length of the other one, which means if one side has the length of x, the other side will be twice the length of the other one. Twice means 2x, right? And if these two sides are x and 2x, we are supposed to find the hypotenuse of that right angle triangle. Okay, now let's make here right angle triangle and let's see what are we given it and what we are supposed to find, right? So this is my right angle triangle of 90-degree, right? And they have said that one side is x and the other side is the twice of the length of that x, so 2x, and we are supposed to find this hypotenuse, right? They have given us with the area of it, so area of right angle triangle is given by 1 by 2 length into breadth. This is the formula for finding the area of a right angle triangle, right? So area equals 1 by 2 length into breadth. Area they have already given us, which is 18 centimeter square. So instead of this area, let's put 18 centimeter square equals 1 by 2. Instead of length, I can put x, right? So x. Instead of breadth, I can put 2x. So 2x. So 2 cancelled with this 2. What are we left with is 18 equals x into x is x square, right? We are only supposed to find this x, not x square. So we have to take cube root on both sides. So not cube root but square root on both sides. So square root on both sides, right? This square cancelled with this root, x equals, we are left with under root 18. And how can under root 18 be written as? See this? Under root 18, right? So 2 9s are 18, 3 3s are 9, 3 1s are. So this 3 square into 2 in under root, right? This square cancelled with this under root, so 3 comes out. In under root, we are left with 2. So under root 2. So under root 18 can also be written as 3 under root 2. 3 under root 2. So this is the value of x we have gotten. This is the value of x we have gotten. So our one side is now what? It is 3 under root 2 and another side is the twice of this. Twice means 2 multiply by 2, right? So 2 multiply by this 3 under root 2. 2 3s are 6 under root 2. So we are now with our two sides, we are now supposed to find this hypotenuse. Now see, we are given with perpendicular, we are given with base as well. We are not just supposed to find the hypotenuse. So for finding the hypotenuse, we have the formula c square is equal to perpendicular square plus base square, right? We are only supposed to find c, hypotenuse, not hypotenuse square, so under root on both sides. So p square plus b square. Now just let's substitute the values. C equals, perpendicular is this, right? So we have to take the square of it. 3 under root 2 whole square plus base is this 6 under root 2. So 6 under root 2 whole square inside the under root, right? Inside the under root. Now we are just supposed to simplify it. So the square of 3 3s are 9, right? And when this square will come on this under root 2, square will be cancelled with this under root 2, under root, and 2 will be left only then. 6 6 are 36. Again root cancelled with this square, only 2 is left under root. So 9 2s are 18 plus 36 2s are 36 into 2, 2 6 are 18, 1 here, 2 3 are 6, 7. So 78. 78 plus 18. 78 plus 18 is 90, right? Is 90? Sorry, it's 72. 2 6 are 12, not. Give me a moment. 2 6 are 12, right? 2 here, 1 here, and 72 it is. It is 72. Then 72 plus 18 is 90, right? So under root 90. Now how can under root 90 be written as 90 divided by 2, 45, right? 5 9s are 45. Then 3 3s are 9, 3 1s are. So now this is 3 square into 5 into 2, right? So this square cancel with this root, 3 comes out, under root 5 2s are 10. So 3 under root 10 is the value of hypotenuse. 3 under root 10, 3 under root 10. 3 under root 10 is the C option, right? 3 under root 10 centimeter. So C is the right answer we have. Now let's solve 54th question. Which physical quantity can be measured in joules per meter? Joules per meter, we are supposed to find this. Joules per meter, okay? See, kinetic energy. Any type of energy or work has the SI unit of joules, right? So, kinetic energy has only unit of joules, which means A cannot be your answer. What about momentum? See, momentum is nothing. Momentum is nothing, but it is mass into velocity, right? It is mass into velocity, and mass is kg, right? And velocity is meter per second. So kilogram meter per second is momentum, right? If I break this joule per meter, what do I get? So joule per meter, joule can also be written as Newton meter, right? Newton meter upon meter. Meter cancelled. What are we left with is Newton. And what is the, breakdown of Newton? It's MA, so kg, and acceleration is what? Meter per second square. So this we have gotten instead of this joule per meter. And this is the momentum, kilogram meter per second, not kilogram meter per second square. So momentum cannot be our answer as well, because momentum has come out to be kilogram meter per second, which is not equal to joule per meter, right? So this cannot be our answer. What about power? See, power is nothing, but it is work per unit time, right? This is what we studied about power, right? Power is work per unit time. And work is what? Work is joule, right? And time is measured in second. So it is joule per unit second, not joule per unit meter. So power cannot be our answer as well. What about work then? Now see, I told you work is Newton meter, right? Newton meter. And Newton is what? Newton is kilogram meter per second square into meter. So what it come out to be? Kilogram meter square per second square. Kilogram meter square per second square. So this is not the unit same as joule per meter, because work is Newton meter. Work is Newton meter, and that Newton meter equals or equivalent to joule, right? So it is only joules, not joules per meter. So this cannot be our answer. So ultimately we are only left with our only answer, which is force, right? Now let's see how this is our correct answer. See, work equals force into displacement, right? Force into displacement. But we are only supposed to find here force. So force equals from here displacement is multiplying with force. When it will go there, it will be divided, right? So work per unit displacement. Work is measured in Newton meter, and Newton meter is equivalent to joule, right? So joule, and displacement is measured in meter. So joule per meter is the unit of force, right? Joule per meter. What is equivalent to joule per meter? So force is equivalent to joule per meter. So our correct answer is joule per meter. Now let's go and solve 55th question, which is third question of ours. It says which one of the following is the simplification of this expression. So an expression is given to us. We are only supposed to find what would be the simplification of it. So this is the expression given to us. So we are supposed to copy this equation down here as it is. So it is 2 upon x square minus 1 minus 1 upon x minus 1. Now see this, how this can be written as x square minus 1. Can it be written as a square minus b square? Okay. It is also written as a plus b, a minus b, right? This is the formula we have. This is the formula we have. A minus b. So x square minus 1 can also be written as x minus 1 and x plus 1, right? We have just enclosed it in the formula, which is a square minus b square equals a plus b, a minus b. So x square minus 1 can also be written as x minus 1 into x plus 1. So this x square minus 1 can now be written as 2 upon x plus 1 into x minus 1 minus 1 upon x minus 1. See, now we have to take the LCM, right? And in the LCM, what we are supposed to take is x minus 1 is common. So in the LCM, what will come? Initially x minus 1 will come, and then x plus 1 will come, right? So x plus 1. Now see, this x minus 1, x plus 1 is present in the denominator of 2, right? So 2 will be written as it is, because we don't have to multiply this denominator with something in order to make this denominator same. So if we are not multiplying anything with the denominator, we are not multiplying anything with the numerator as well, right? So minus 1. X minus 1 is already present here. So what is not present in the denominator of 1 is x plus 1, right? So we have to multiply this x plus 1 in order to make this denominator same, right? So denominator is multiplied with x plus 1, so numerator has to be multiplied with x plus 1 as well. So minus, of course, 1 multiplied by x is x plus 1 multiplied by 1 is 1. Now we have to just simplify it. So 2 minus x minus plus minus 1, right? Upon x plus 1 x minus 1, right? 2 minus 1 is what? It is 1, right? Minus x upon x minus 1 into x plus 1. See, if I take minus sign common from here, minus sign taken common from here, so now x becomes positive, and 1 is of positive, so it will become negative because I've taken negative sign common, upon x minus 1 and x plus 1. X minus 1 cancel. So what are we left with in the numerator is minus 1 upon, in the denominator, x plus 1. So this is the answer we have gotten. This is the simplification of this expression. Minus 1 upon x plus 1. Minus 1 upon x plus 1 is the A option, right? So A is the correct answer we have. Now we are going to solve the fourth question, which is 56th. The straight line graph given by the equation. So a straight line equation is given to us, okay, which is this, and then it says it intersects the x-axis at A and y at B. Okay, a circle passes through A and B, has a diameter of A and B. Okay, so this is the circle we have. This AB is the diameter, right? What the coordinates of the center of the circle are. So we are supposed to find, so this A is given to us A comma 0. Okay, this B is also given to us, which is 0 comma B, and we are supposed to find the center of it, right? We are supposed to find this center, this x comma y, which is the center, right? Now see, what are we supposed to do is, we are given with this equation, straight line equation, okay? X upon 4 plus y upon 6 equals 1. Now see, a point is given to us, which is a comma 0, a comma 0. This is what we call x-intercept. X-intercept. How is this x-intercept? X-intercept is the value of x where y equals 0. Here y will always be equals to 0. So if you see x-axis, it's a, on y value is 0. So y value is 0, which means it is x-intercept where y equals 0. So if y is equal to 0, we can put now y equals 0 here. X upon 4 plus, instead of y we can write 0, right? So equals 6. It is 0 again, so x upon 4 equals 1. We are supposed to find value of x, so x equals 4 is dividing here. When we go there, it will be multiplied, so 4 into 1 is 4. So now we have found the value of x, which is 4, right? So now our a points are 4 comma 0, right? Now we are supposed to find this b, and they have already given us this, right? B they have already given us. So in b they said 0 comma b, 0 comma b. Now see, here our x is 0, and where x is 0 is y-intercept, right? In x-intercept, y is equal to 0, and in y-intercept, x equals 0. Okay, so now in this equation we are supposed to put x equals 0. Okay, so 0 upon 4 plus y upon 6 equals 1. This is 0, so y upon 6 equals 1. 6 is dividing with y here. When it go there, it will be multiplied, so 6 into 1 is 6, so y equals 6 now. So now this is 0 comma 6, right? Now we have our 2 points, right? We are supposed to find the mid value between these two, right? So for finding the midpoint between two coordinates points, the formula for finding the midpoint is, for finding the midpoint of x coordinate, okay, it is, of course, you have to add those two values. You have to add x2 plus x1 and have to divide it by 2 in order to find the center value, in order to find the mid value. And for y coordinate, again y2 plus y1 divided by 2 in order to find the mid value. So x2 is 6, right? X2 is 0 and x1 is 4. X2 is 0, x1 is 4 upon 2, right? And y2 is 6, y1 is 0 upon 2. So 4 divided by 2 is 2, 6 divided by 2 is 3, right? 2 ones are 2, 2 twos are 4, and 2 threes are 6. So this is the center point we have gotten, 2 comma 0. 2 comma 0, so 2 comma 0 is the A option, right? So we have gotten our answer. I hope it was easy, not difficult. And now we have reached to our fifth question, which is 57th. A student has 3 resistors, which is resistance of 6 ohm, right? That can be connected together in any configuration. Any configuration means either series or parallel. Okay, in any configuration means either series or parallel. Okay, what are the maximum and minimum resistances that can be obtained by using one or more of these 3 resistors? Okay, we are supposed to find minimum and maximum. Okay, so any configuration means either series or parallel. In series, the resistors are connected in this way, right? And the, for you know what, the purpose of resistor is what? in order to stop the current, in order to stop the flow of current. So if my resistor 1 is here, resistor 2 is here, and resistor 3 is here, and they are connected in series, right? They are connected in series. So their resistance, their equivalent resistance would be, you know what, added. R1 plus R2 plus R3, because we are finding the net resistance, and resistance is just stopping the flow of current. So if these are connected in a series, initially this would stop the flow of current, then for suppose 2 ampere has been passed through first resistor, so now this 2 ampere current would be, you know what, stopped by this second resistor. And then suppose 1.5 current has been passed by the second resistor, then this 1.5 ampere current would be stopped by this third resistor as well. So these are connected in the series, right? And these three series, I mean these three resistors have the resistance of 6 ampere, 6 ohm. So 6 ohm plus 6 ohm plus 6 ohm. 6 plus 6 is 12, and 12 plus 6 is 18, right? So 18 ohm. So 18 ohm we have gotten, okay. Now we are finding for the parallel, okay. For parallel, let's see. For parallel, the resistors are connected in this way, in this manner, okay. So for suppose this is R1, this is R2, this is R3. Here if we have to find the net resistance, the equivalent resistance, it would be 1 upon R1 plus 1 upon R2 plus 1 upon R3, okay. So 1 upon Re equals 1 upon 6 plus 1 upon 6 plus 1 upon 6. Because denominator is same of every numerator, so denominator is 6. 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3, right? And 3 by 6 is 1 by 2. 1 by 2. So 1 by Re equals 1 by 2. We are supposed to find this Re, right? So of course cross multiplication. Re multiplied by 1 is Re, 2 multiplied by 1 is 2. So 2 ohm is the net resistance. So of course this is our maximum, because this is 18 ohm, this is 2 ohm, so this is minimum. So max is 18, minimum is 2. Max is 18, minimum is 2. Max is 18, minimum is 2, means E option is the correct answer. Max is 18, minimum is 2. We have found our answer. Now we are on the 58th question. The diagram shows a uniform horizontal beam of negligible mass. So this beam where masses are connected has negligible mass, which means it can be avoided, right? It can be avoided. 5 meter, okay, this is just the explanation of this entire figure. We are just supposed to find what are the upward forces from the two supports acting on the beam. So we are supposed to find the upward forces, which means this left hand side force and this right hand side force we are supposed to find, right? Initially, what are downward forces? Because we know that in order to balance this beam, the downward forces must be equal to upward forces, right? So downward forces are what? 300 Newton, 500 Newton. 300 plus 500 are the downward forces. Upward forces are what? Left plus right, right? Which we don't know. Of course, we'll be finding. So left plus right. So 300 plus 500 is 800, right? Equals left plus right. Know this equation. In order to find the upward forces, we must add this left, this right force in order to get 800 Newton, okay? So this is the equation that we have made so far. Now if we find torque, okay? Torque is what? Torque is just force, the cross product of force and momentum. The cross product of force and momentum. So if we find the torque of here, torque, and of course we have torque anti-clockwise and clockwise as well. Initially we are finding clockwise, right? clockwise. So it is force into displacement, force into momentum, but for here, for making it very easy for you guys, I have written here force into displacement, okay? But you must know it's the cross product of force and momentum. So force is 300 Newton and displacement is 1, right? So 1. 300 into 1 is 300. So 300 is the clockwise torque of here. If I find the anti-clockwise here, so anti-clockwise here would be 0. Here anti-clockwise torque would be 0. Okay. If I find the clockwise torque here, clockwise, force into displacement, force is what? 500 Newton. Displacement is what? Now see, this 1 meter and this 3 meter. So entire displacement is 1 plus 3 is 4, right? So 4. 4 into 5 is 20, double 0, so 2000 Newton. Okay. Now anti-clockwise. What would be anti-clockwise torque here? So anti-clockwise torque here would be what? It would be, of course, because this entire displacement is what? The entire displacement, the entire length of the beam is 5, right? So 5, okay. And the force of this, or the weight of this right hand side weight, right? So 5R. 5R. And we know that since anti-clockwise and clockwise must be equal, anti-clockwise and clockwise must be equal. Anti-clockwise must be equal to clockwise. So anti-clockwise is what? It is 5R. And total clockwise is what? See, the clockwise of here is 2000 and the clockwise of here is 300. So 2000 plus 300 is 2300, right? We are supposed to find the right force. So right force, 5 is multiplying with R here. When it will go there, it will be divided. So 2300 divided by this 5. 5 ones are 5, 5 fours are 20, 3 here, 6 are 30 and 0. So right hand force is 460 Newton. 460 Newton. Now see, the initial equation that we made was left plus right must be equal to 800 Newton, right? And now our right is 460 Newton equals 800 Newton. In order to find left, 460 would be subtracted from 800, right? So 800 minus 460. So left equals 340 Newton. So now we have found our left and right both. Left is 340, right is 460. Left is 340 and 460. 340, 460. So which is A option, right? 340, 460. If we sum these both again, it would be 800 Newton. So downward equals to upward. So I hope it was easy, not difficult. Now let's solve our second last question, which is again easy, not difficult. A ball is projected vertically upward and then falls back to its original position. Initially the ball is thrown upward and now it is falling downward. Okay, so once projected, the ball experiences only a single force downward due to constant gravitational field strength of 10 Newton per kg. Here are the three statements and we are just supposed to find which of the statements or statement is correct, right? So either one statement will be correct or two statements will be correct or all these three statements would be correct. We are supposed to read this statements and then we are supposed to decide whether one equation is correct, two equations are correct, or three equations are correct. So first equation, when the ball is moving upward, okay, when the ball is moving upward, it loses kinetic energy. Of course, it would slow down. It would reach its maximum height, okay, and then again it would start flowing down. It would start falling down, right? And gains potential energy. Of course, due to the height, the object gains potential energy, right? Due to the motion, it gains kinetic energy. And since now it has reached its maximum height, now it has lost its kinetic energy, and now it's on its maximum height. So due to its maximum height, it will gain now potential energy. So this first statement is of course correct. Let's read the second statement. The magnitude of the ball's acceleration increases at its falls. So see, acceleration in the vertical case, in the gravitational case, is nothing but it is g, right? G is gravitational acceleration. And here they have said gravitational field strength of 10 Newton per kg, which is constant. Which is constant. Here it says it increases, but here it says it is constant. It is not increasing, it is not decreasing, but it is constant, which means second option is not right. It is wrong. It doesn't increase, it doesn't decrease, it is constant. They have mentioned this in the question. Third, no vertical forces act on the ball when it is at the maximum height. So when it has reached to its maximum height, it says no vertical forces would act on the ball, but there would be a force which would act on it. There would be a force which would act on it. The ball experiences only a single force. It says no vertical forces. It says only a single force, which means there would be a single force which would act on the ball, which is this gravitational field strength, which is this small g, gravitational acceleration. So gravitational field, this would the ball would acted upon by gravity. So gravity would act on the ball, okay, and gravity is the vertical force. So this is the third option is not right as well, because in the third option they say no vertical force would act on the ball, but here in the question they've already mentioned that there would be a single force that would act on the ball, which is gravitational force. Okay, so which means only one is the correct answer. So one only, E is the correct answer. Okay, last question for today. The value of x is given to us, the value of y is given to us. We are supposed to find xy, which means the product of x and y. The product of x and y. So the value of x is 3 into 10 to the power m. Have to take the product of it. So y is 5 into 10 to the power n. See, 5 into 3 is 15, right? 15. And since bases are same, so power would be added, right? Bases are same, 10. Power are added, m plus n. Okay. Since our point is here, if I move the point on the left hand side, 1.5, I'll have to add my 1 power, right? So m plus n plus 1. This is the correct answer we have gotten.